video, we are going to learn how to move from local development to production level deployment. So for this, I have created a very basic application that we will see how to deploy in the server. So this is currently our application is running in a localhost 8501 port, and you can see that I have used Streamlit frontend. I will also explain you the code, but what it is doing, let's see that. So I have created these two buttons, check API 1 and check API 2. So when I click this button, it responds hello from API 1. And when I click the second button, it responds hello from API 2. So basic code is that we have created two APIs. When I hit this button, it calls first API. When I hit this button, it calls second API. And for this, I have used FastAPI. I have used Streamlit. So I am assuming that you are aware of any of the framework, and even if you're not very familiar with Streamlit, it's fine. It is very easy, and even FastAPI is easy. So I'll just walk you through the code. So this is my current working directory. Demo is the top level folder inside which I have created this my new project folder, inside which I have these three main files which stores the core logic. First is API 1. So it has the first API, and the API 2 has the second API. So first API is returning hello from API 1. The second API, when it is called, will return hello from API 2. Very simple. Both are get endpoint. So if anybody doesn't know what FastAPI is, it is nothing but a Python web framework. And these endpoints that we create, there are different types of endpoint, get, post, etc., delete, and all. So these endpoints are simply HTTP routes. So they receive requests and return responses. So right now our endpoint is very simple. It's just send back a message. So this is first endpoint. This is first endpoint, sorry, and this is second. And we have clubbed this into our front end. So I have used Streamlit. So you just have to write import Streamlit as st, and for request is just for calling an API. So we are using request. You just have to import request, and we are going to create this st.title. So this will help. This is nothing but this code helps create this demo full stack app that you can see here. And then we have added these two buttons, check API 1 and check API 2, as you can see, check API 1, check API 2. So when this button will be clicked, it is going to send a request to this point, and it is going to return the JSON that we have already seen what it is returning. So it will return this, from which we are only going to extract the message. So this message you can see we are getting over here, and the message you can see we are getting over here. So very simple code, very basic. And remember, the endpoint I'm using here is my local host, and the port here I have given is 110. The port here I have given here is 10,011. So if I believe that you know how to run this code locally, even if you don't know, normally we run like this. So if you can see here, I'm running the first API by using UVCon. So UVCon, I am calling my API 1. I'm calling this app, which is FastAPI app, and I'm calling this endpoints in which port 10,010 port. Similarly, the second service that I am running, it is again in other terminal, which is UVCon API2.app port 10,011. So I hope you know how to call your APIs, how to see your APIs. And then this Streamlit, to run Streamlit is very simple. You just have to write Streamlit run and your file name. So the basic port where it renders your front end is 8501. So that is the reason I have here mentioned 110 and 111. So you might have created a lot of CRUD APIs, you might have created a different front end as well, but deployment currently is our task. So for that purpose, I have created manage me.sh. Before that, I just want to say that whatever libraries that we require to run this small application, is only three libraries. First is FastAPI, second is Streamlit, and third is Request. So all three necessary libraries I have already installed in our VENV. I hope you guys know how to create VENV and you guys are aware of the libraries and the importance of a personalized environment. And if you're even mistakenly using global environment, I suggest you to know how to create your environment for each application. So I have already created it, I've already installed this. Yes, VENV. I name anything, so just ignore that. You would be using VENV, correct? So, and I have already activated that environment. As you can see, I have already activated it, and after that I have run all these services. Now we will look into manage me.sh. Now this is nothing but your sh file which stores all the commands. You use this terminal, you put certain commands like uvcon, API app, port, you have to run in this port, and it's the service, it starts running into this particular site. And then we run Streamlit into using our terminal by giving this kind of command. So in sh file, what we do, we give this kind of commands that should be run in our server in a single file. So since our server is going to be a Linux based server, so we create .sh. If it would be a Windows based server, if you are aware of bat file also contains all the CMD related commands that it executes one by one. But since our server will be Linux based, so we are using .sh. So very simple. If you're not aware of bat file or sh file, it contains nothing but your commands to run, to execute one by one. All right. So we will see what this manage is. Before that, I also want to say you that we could have created both routes into inside a single fast API application. I have created two separate applications. This first API and this second app is equals to fast API. I could have created definitely both routes inside a single FastAPI application, but for demonstration purpose, I created two separate backend services. That is why these two separate backend services are running on two different ports. As you can see, first is running in this port, second is running in this port, our 111 port, and then we have our Streamlit. So I have purposely created the different backend services for you to understand how multiple services can run independently on different ports. Alright, moving on to manage me.sh. So here we have given this environment name, just like how we create VENV in our local setup. Similarly, we are also going to create an environment where we are going to put the necessary libraries in server. So that name you have to give here first. So I have given this as demo env. And I have created this function. So this function is going to have all the steps, all the commands that will run one by one. So we have only three commands. You can see PM2 start this, PM2 start this, PM2 start this. So this is nothing but your first API service, your second API service, and then your front end service. So these command is used for starting all these three services. And then I have also created one function which is going to delete this command, which means stop this command. And I have written this is nothing but a case statement. When the script is run with start, it executes start app. If it runs with stop, it executes stop app. And this, if you just run the script without giving start or stop, it tells you to choose from start and stop. So it is just a reminder. It's just echo is nothing but just a print kind of statement. Got it? Now we will understand each command in more detail. Now comes the important part, PM2. To understand what PM2 is, So you can think of PM2 as a lightweight service manager for a single machine. PM2 is a process manager. It keeps application running in the background. If you close your terminal, the service continues running. If I'll just, this is my local, everything is currently running locally. If I close this, even if I close this, delete this or delete this terminal, or I just close this application, so my local endpoint will vanish. It won't run again. You won't see the front end, the back end. But here, PM2, what it does, it also keeps application running in your background even if the terminal gets closed. So if an application crashes, PM2 can restart it automatically. If this is the first time you're doing deployment, so you need to understand that you can do deployment using PM2, which is nothing but a process manager. If you are familiar with deployment using Docker, you might be used to building containers and running them. So Docker is great for scalability and environment isolation. But here we are not using Docker, we are using PM2 to manage services directly on the server. Docker is also good, it's better when you want portability, scalability, or microservices architecture across multiple environments. But now we use PM2 to start our application. So you can see first we are starting our application like PM2 start bash, and then we are giving some conda.sh. So this is part of a mini conda setup. It prepares the shell so that we can activate our conda environment. So bash is just a command. So this total thing is a command, and this still conda.sh is just a mini conda setup. You also need to know that in your AWS, currently I'm going to use AWS server, and in your AWS server you are going to have one instance, and that instance should have this mini conda installed, should also have PM2 installed, and should have Python installed. And I expect you all to know how to do it, like how to create your instance. It is very simple. If you are working in a company, most of the time developer do not have a access of creating or deleting an instance directly, that DevOps teams manage. So normally your DevOps teams gives you the SSH key using which you connect to the server, you push your code, you delete your code, you see your code. So today we are going to learn that mostly, how to use your SSH key and how to push your local code into your server. So don't worry, even if you are not aware of creating instance, or if you are not aware of installing anything, you can watch any I'll, because that is a prerequisite. I'm not going to show you how to create an instance, how to generate a PEM file. I can assure you that once you have a PEM file, once you have your local code, we can connect and deploy it to your public IP. That guarantee I will give you this, but you should know what is instance. Not know, but you should know to create the instance. If you don't know, I request you to watch some tutorial and create your instance, inside which you I also request you to download Python Miniconda and PM2, and keep your SSH safe with you, and then come here again and see how you can deploy local code to your server. So I'm so sorry to not say this in the start. So what, let's again understand this command. So PM2, so we are just setting up this mini conda, and we are also going to activate the conda environment that we will create in our server, and then we will direct it to, then we are going to create demo folder. I will create demo folder in a server. So give this path demo path, give this demo path, save this, and my new project, because I'm going to copy this entire directory that has this three logic and this script. So that is why I have written my new project, and what I'm going to do, and we are just giving a command that you have to run this command. So currently the host is 0.0.2, which means it is universally going to accept any API, any host that your machine is connected to. Whatever IP that your machine has, your AWS machine that is going to have, any IP will be connected to this services. So port we are going to use this. For second one we are going to use this port. For third we are going to use 9010 port. So I hope you understand this entire command. We are doing nothing but starting this services. This is nothing but your bash command. We are just calling your mini Conda setup and then activating the environment where it will be stored already, and then we are running this services. That service name we are also naming each service name as my API 1, then second we are naming it as my API 2. So anytime I want to call this service, I can directly call it using this defined name. And this, I don't think I need to explain you what this is if you already run it in your local environment. Now we will see how to connect to your server using an SSH file. Very important. I hope you know what PEM file is. PEM file is nothing but like a key to your server. Your server is a lock and your PEM is a key. So you have to keep your PEM file very safe and do not distribute it to your family and friends for them to access your server. Okay. So how we are going to use, so SSHI demo.pem. Keep your demo file where you are going to call it, and then this is my server name. So when I run this, it has connected. You can see the Ubuntu command. Now the terminal has changed itself to the Ubuntu command. See, and now I am connected to my remote server. Before that, if you have a PEM file, you would definitely have something, your server address also, your server name also, and you might have your demo file. Your DevOps team will give you this PEM file and the server name. And before connecting, you should know where to save your PEM file and where to keep your config as well. So normally when anyone gives you PEM file, you just have to type here, do right search, go for admin, run admin. You can see your user path. So in this user path, you will have a config. I'll do Control C. Here you will see a SSH dot SSH. You will see. Yeah, I can't see. Yeah, see here the .ssh that you see. Make sure that in this config file you put your host name, you put your server, and you put your PEM file and its location. Very important. Okay, just open it. So remember to copy your PEM file here. Also, you can just directly copy the PEM file. I've also kept it there. You can keep it here, there also, because I will see. I'll just keep the demo.pem file here and has given the path demo.temp from this place only. So you just have to write your host. You have to properly put an indentation and then host name again you have to write, and then you have to write identifier. Securely give your location of the PEM file, and you just have to mention user Ubuntu. So if you done this properly in config in .ssh inside the config file, I don't think you will run into any error while connecting to your PEM file. So before connecting to my PEM file, I will just create the zip of this my new project because I want to copy this same my new project folder to my server. So we are going to now create a zip. We are going to create a tar file. Tar is similar to zip. It is like keeping all this file into one cardboard container, and you might have also heard about .zz. So ZZ is basically compressing whatever the container has loaded. So all this is nothing but a way of compression. So no, normally in Mac, I believe they don't use zip. They use in not Mac in Linux. Okay. So what we are going to do, we are just going to create a zip file that's nothing but tar.zz file of my new project folder. So whenever you want to create any zip file of any folder, you use this command czvf. So it is nothing but create zip verbose folder, something like that. I have you can remember it using a mnemonic like create zip very fast, and then you have to give your name, the your zip name where you want to store your folder zip. So I have given the zip name as myproject.tar.za. See here, and which folder you want to zip, that you have to give here. So I have to zip this folder, my new project. This dot is saying that see in my current directory. So inside current directory it will look, and it will look into this folder, and it will convert it into zip. Now if I'll enter it, see it has created this zip very fast, this star file. Once I have created this, I can connect to my server. Once I have connected to my server, I can copy this zip to my server. Then I can run this manage me.sh script, and we can see are we able to deploy it successfully? Are we able to access our application from anywhere? You can check how many folders are there in your home directory. So this basically takes you towards your home directory in your server. So you can check how many folders is already there. If this is the first time you're using, you won't have any folders, so you have to create it. So I will create a demo folder. That is the reason I purposely given this demo path here. See, because I know that inside this demo file, I'm going to copy my disk. That means my copy my tar file there, and I'm going to extract it all. And when I'll extract it, it will create the same folder structure inside my demo folder. That is why you can see this path name. So we can make this demo. Once I will make this demo, I can check if demo is there. So you can see that demo is there. Got it? Once you have made it, I'll just exit once again. I exit the server because now I want to copy my tar file to the server. For that, I will again give the command, this command I will give scpi. And you might be thinking, we were already there in server. Why did you exit the server? No, because the tar file currently is in our local PC. We are in server, so we cannot copy something in server from our local if we are not in local. So hence I've exited the server. Now what I am doing, now I am smartly copying my project.tar.zz and pasting it into my server. So see this SCP is nothing but secure copy, what you're copying, the tar.cz file, and where you're copying, your destination is your demo folder. Got it? Once I did this, it has copied. Again, now I'm in my local. Now, once I have copied it to demo, I can connect to my server again, and I can extract. Now if I say cd demo, if you will go and again you will list, see, you can see that the tar file is there. Now tar file is there, I'll extract this file. So extract command is also very similar to your create command. You just have to write tar hyphen extract zip verify and your tar name, your ZZ file. So once I did this, you can see that it has created API 1, API 2 manage, and unfortunately I should have cleared PyCache before copying it, but fine. It has also copied the pi cache file. Please don't do that. Just remove your pi cache before creating it zip and then extracting your zip tools. But it's fine, not an issue. Create every what is it before uh, setting all our services up, we have to create the environment. Very important. Once I will create the environment, we will be ready to run our asset script. And that script will do what I have already explained. It is going to run all the three services. So before moving inside my new project in my server, I will create environment. So what you are going to do, Conda create demo env, whatever Conda, whatever environment you will create, make sure that you will use the same that you have mentioned the name here. Okay, we are activating that Conda. So that is the reason I've given the same name. So once your Conda environment will be created, you can go into that command, you can go into that environment and install your library. So what we have to do, Conda activate demo venv, sorry, demo env. Once I am inside my demo env, what I can do, I can just do pip install what is required. Fast API is required and requests is required and Streamlit is required. Install everything very quickly. I just want to say you this, you do not necessarily have to create the environment inside your in, after directly to your demo folder or something. You could create environment anytime because your environment is anyway going to get inside your mini conda setup directory only. So you do not have to care from which directory or which location I have to create env. In server, you can create env anytime. I could have created this same env even before copying my zip file or anything into my server. I hope you are getting it. So now we will run manage me.sh file. So I will just navigate to my new project. Even if I'll write manage me.sh start, it won't run because in Linux and similar operating system, file needs specific permissions to be executed as script or program. If ever in your local directory you have created ps1 file, which has all the PowerShell related commands, you couldn't not be able to directly run ps1 commands and execute all the PowerShell. You might have set up the given your what you call system the permission. So similar level of permission you have to give in server as well. So the chmod plus x command add the executable permission. So without it, the system won't allow you to directly run any script even if it is valid. I hope you get it. So what we have to do, we have to give chmod plus m plus x manage me.sh. So here we are just providing permission to our script to be able to run. Once you're done with this, you could write manage sh.start. What it is saying, no such file. Okay, so we are inside this. Now we'll say no such files in directory manage.me. Oh yeah, definitely. What is going on? My new start. Yeah. So see, you have to come inside this in server. Currently, showing it from local. You have to come inside this because your manage.me is sh. So from current directly, it is going to run manage.sh. So once I run this, I can now see my application from anywhere in this world. Here, I have a lot of other things running as well. But my thing was this tree. If you could see this tree, you can see that it is online, 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 and it is running. So we know where we have to check. We have this three port where our application would be running, like each services would be running. So we have to see this 9010. So how are we going to check this? First, I'll just take out the name. I'll just tell you HTTPS, and our port is going to be 9010, correct? See, I don't think S will work. Security will be there or not. I am not using this. This was my local now, which I have disconnected with, and this is not my local. This is the public UI. This you could also run. If I would give you this path, it will run in your mobile, your laptop.